How's everybody doing? This is Wholesome Joe ASMR, and in today's video I'm going to be reading this little golden book, Ghostbusters. It's like a cartoon, like kids version of Ghostbusters, and someone bought this as a present for my son. He's currently 7 months old, and I actually already had a copy of this before they gave this to us. So he has his own copy, which he's eaten some of the pages, because that's what babies do. They like to put things in and near their mouth. But I'll probably read this one. I'm going to keep this one safe so that he has this one, because it's a pretty cool book with some pretty cool art. This is a pretty cool art style. Got Slimer, Stay Puffed, Marshmallow Man, and all 4 of the Ghostbusters, including Winston, Egon, Ray, and Peter Venkman. Yeah, so it looks very retro. I used to have a lot of these books like this when I was a kid. My parents used to read them to me, so I'm gonna read some of them to him. And on the back you've got some of the other titles they have. They even have one for the reboot version of Ghostbusters. You know, I know a lot of people feel some kind of way about that movie, but I liked it okay. I have it on Blu-ray, and yeah, I'm not really upset about that. So let's take a look. This is again by Golden Books. Golden Books. So let's see here. So we're gonna open up to the front. Got this nice place where you can write your name. Maybe I'll write his name on there. My son's name is Maverick, which we get a lot of compliments on his name. And while he is not named after Maverick from Top Gun, it is still cool that people reference that, because Top Gun is also one of my favorite movies. So we have Ghostbusters, and we've got some more cool artwork there. It says this is adapted by John Sazaklis, illustrated by Alan Batson, based on the screenplay written by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis, rest in peace, Harold Ramis, and directed by Ivan Reitman, also rest in peace. Both of those individuals are no longer with us on this celestial plane, as Ray might say. There's a whole bunch of other jargon down there. I'm not going to read all of that. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn the page here. I really like this art. It's very cool. Very cool. I feel like this is an art style I could probably draw in and do a little bit of drawing. Got Dana's apartment. Okay, so when there's something strange haunting you, like ghosts and spooks and specters and things that go bump in the night, who are you gonna call? He-Man, probably. No, you call you call the Ghostbusters. The Ghostbusters. And there they are again. They left out old Winston this time, but I guess this is supposed to be like it's the beginning of the movie before Winston joined, so we'll give that a pass. I don't like it when they leave out Winston. All right. It all began when 3 scientists named Peter Venkman, Ray Stantz, or Raymond Stantz, as it were, and Egon Spengler, not Spangler, Spengler, in case you were confused, discovered that ghosts were real and a problem for New York City. They started a ghost-catching business called Ghostbusters. When the alarm rings, they grab their proton packs and ghost traps. Then they race to the scene of the disturbance in their souped-up ghost-busting mobile, Ecto-1. Janine, this must be Janine, says, "We got one." It's her, like, most popular line from the movie. He's got his proton pack. The Ghostbusters realized that things were getting a little weird when they answered a call at a fancy uptown hotel. Ray spotted something he'd never seen before. A hungry green ghost named Slimer. He's an ugly little spud, isn't he? There he is, devouring some food. Ray chased Slimer right into Peter, who, as we see, he slimed me. Got slimed by Slimer, which, if you've seen the first movie, you know that happens in the first movie. Peter gets slimed at the hotel. Using his PKE, which means psychokinetic energy meter, PKE meter for short, Egon tracked Slimer to the hotel's ballroom. Egon warned the Ghostbusters not to cross their proton pack streams. He said, "It would be bad," he explained. "This ghost is toast." I think that's Peter saying that. The Ghostbusters quickly snared Slimer in a tangle of proton beams and sucked him into one of their ghost traps. There he is, getting sucked right out into the ghost trap. This is probably one of my favorite scenes from the first movie. This is the first time they actually catch a ghost, and it just happens to be Slimer. The pages it's hard to keep them open sometimes, and this is a wide, try to back up so you can see this entire thing. It's pretty cool. And there's Winston. Winston's joined the team now. Soon more and more ghosts appeared, scaring up trouble all over town. But where were all the ghosts coming from? Peter, Ray, and Egon needed help, so they hired a man named Winston Zeddemore. Winston chased ghosts across the city as a Ghostbuster. And he definitely got paid at least $11,500 a year. Or that's what I hear. So let's just move right along. The answer to that question could be found uptown. A supernatural cloud above a high-rise apartment building was drawing in ghosts from another dimension. And there's the apartment building. This is where Dana lives. One day, a young musician named Dana Barrett, which is who I just referenced, was resting in her apartment. Suddenly, her favorite chair came to life and tried to grab her. And whatever that says, and you've probably seen this scene before, it's interesting to see it drawn like that. And Dana's neighbor, accountant Louis Tully, played by Rick Moranis, almost became the chew toy of a snarling terror dog. Roar. Something very strange was happening. There he is in front of the Tavern on the Green restaurant. I've actually been there in person. I have not eaten there, but I have been to this actual spot. It is pretty cool. The Ghostbusters rushed to the rescue. At the top of the building, they found Dana and Lewis, who have clearly did the whole gatekeeper keymaster thing, and I think it's interesting that they just kind of left that out of this book since it's for kids. Rushed to the rescue. At the top of the building, they found Dana and Lewis and a powerful being named Gozer, which is right here. Whatever it is, it will have to get past us, Peter declared. There he is, declaring that. And Winston over here being awesome again, because Winston's always awesome. Suddenly, Gozer transformed Dana and Lewis into two growling terror dogs with glowing red eyes. Then the villain exclaimed, "Choose the form of the Destructor." I think that's how she says it in the movie, I think. The Ghostbusters, and there's both of the terror dogs right there, Zool and Vince Clortho. They don't mention that, but in case you haven't seen the movie, that's what their names are. Zool and Vince Clortho. They're terror dogs, but they're named... Yeah. The Ghostbusters fired proton beams at Gozer, but it vanished into thin air. Suddenly, a spooky voice boomed. "The choice is made. The traveler is come." That's what she says. "Whoa," Peter shouted, looking at his teammates. "Did you choose anything?" I just couldn't help it," Ray stammered. "Look." There's Egon. He's terrified beyond the capacity for rational thought. "It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man." And there he is. The most harmless thing. Ray hadn't meant to, but he had thought of it. Now, the Destructor had taken the form of a marshmallow man, hundreds of feet tall. "Now there's something you don't see every day," Peter joked, as the giant marched toward them. The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man climbed the building, reaching out with his delicious, puffy hand to grab the Ghostbusters. And there he is. Kaboom. Egon, because Egon does this, Egon came up with a radical idea. He says, "We'll cross the streams," which we know is bad. The Ghostbusters combined the streams from their proton packs into one massive blast and aimed it right into the portal Gozer had opened. And now they're covered in marshmallows because the Marshmallow Man exploded. Heat from the explosion roasted the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Everything was covered in fluffy white goo, but it had worked. The portal was closed. Dana and Lewis returned to normal, and the city was saved. There's Egon and Lewis. This is where Egon's asking Lewis if he can have a sample of his brain tissue. And of course, Peter always gets the girl. in this case. The heroes were greeted by thousands of cheering fans. "I love this town," Winston said. Now the city knew exactly who to call. The Ghostbusters. And then there's everybody. I love that they have Winston just kind of up here being excited to be there. He's just happy to be there. Egon's looking happy as well. They're all looking pretty happy. Louis, he wants to go with them in the car, but I don't think he'll get to go with them in the car. And you got all the townspeople taking pictures, and they're really excited that the Ghostbusters have saved the day. So that's it, yeah. The Ghostbusters. This little kid's book. It was pretty neat. I would definitely enjoy reading this to my son. I think he would also enjoy having it read to him. And there's a lot of other little golden books that we could possibly read. I wonder if there's any other nerdy ones like this one, because that's what I would be interested in. These ones that are focused on things that I was into when I was a kid, or that I'm still into, because I'm still definitely into Ghostbusters. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for sticking around and listening to me read through this Ghostbusters book. I hope it was relaxing. I hope it was nostalgic, and I hope you were able to fall asleep, or if you weren't able to fall asleep, at least maybe you found a little bit of relaxation. So thank you once again for joining. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, all of that good stuff, so you can get updated on my next ASMR video.